Good day and welcome to the St. Croix Educational Complex High School virtual orientation. As you could tell by my emoji, we're all excited, happy to be here to start the new school year. Been working out, losing weight, and that picture definitely shows it. Happy to be here. Even though we are beginning the school year virtually, we are still the home of the mighty Barracudas. We want to extend well wishes to all the families. We definitely know that we are going through some trying times, but we're definitely going to get through this together. We are all following the advice of social distancing, washing our hands, wearing facial coverings, and I'm confident we are going to get through this together. Our commissioner, Raquel Berry Benjamin, has decided that in the interest of safety, we are going to start the school year virtually. Ever since that announcement was made, I know there has been a lot of questions. I have received texts, phone call, messages, and definitely we want to address those concerns today. So when creating the PowerPoint, we anticipated all your concerns, and I'm confident by the end of this presentation today, we'll be able to alleviate all your concerns, all your fears, and we're going to go ahead and get the school year started the best way we can. We're going to do so today by the use of our virtual orientation this morning. I'm going to go ahead and introduce the leadership team. I'm going to begin with myself, Mr. Rodney Moorhead. I'm the principal of the St. Croix Educational Complex, and I have three hardworking assistant principals. So over the summer, we've met on a consistent, regular basis so we could roll out the virtual learning. So assistant principals are Ms. Cheryl George, Ms. Natasha Liburd, and also Mr. Pedro Parija. Hardworking team. I'm very thankful for them every day. That is the leadership we have to provide the best possible education to all students. We're also going to go ahead and introduce you to our faculty and staff.
Come back, you beauty will shine through me.
we are definitely proud of our complex faculty and staff, and complex is definitely our home. As we're moving along with our agenda for today, we're going to give you an introduction of our counseling department. We are also going to review the goals of the 2020-2021 school year. As I know, hearing from parents, there are a lot of questions about what the instruction is going to look like, the daily schedule, in addition to the uniform policy. So those are three bullets we're going to cover today, making sure that you have that information, as well as sharing vital information on the parent responsibility. We know it's a 50-50 partnership, and there are things that you can do at home to ensure that everyone attending complex is successful. We're also going to take some time to review the academic requirements and also the grading guidelines. There has been some minor shift because we're starting off the school year virtually. Also, a term that's been used before, we're going to have a soft opening for the first 2 weeks. So we're going to explain in detail what exactly that means and what you can expect. Earlier this week, we distributed computers, desks, and chairs in need, and we are pretty sure that we got everyone that was required. But anyone who did not receive, we're going to ask you to reach out to your respective counselor, and we'll do our very best to provide it to you. Also, during the presentation today, we're going to talk about your parent contact information. That is going to be crucial for this virtual part of the year, ensuring that we have accurate email address, telephone numbers. We want to keep in contact with you, and many times that the information in our system have changed, and we want to make sure that we receive the most recent updated information. What's also going to be crucial is a student email address. So if you don't have one, we'll give you the tips to go ahead and to receive one. If you have one and your password has expired, we're also going to share that information with you. But a lot of the information, in order to get the information you need in order to log on, to submit your work, to receive work, is going to be done through your student email address. So very, very important. I will be explaining that today, and then we'll take any questions at the end of the presentation today. So even though your son or daughter might be attending the SCECHS Educational Complex, he or she may take classes on the career and technical education side of the building. And we wanted to go ahead and introduce their leadership team. So the principal is Miss Merle Hendricks. Assistant principals, they are Miss Cheryl Jeremiah Ambrose, in addition to Mrs. Bettina LaRock. So we're going to get to know our counselors and also our student services department. We have a new employee with us at the Educational Complex, Ms. Krista Rodriguez. She's going to be our registrar. We definitely want to say welcome. Anyone that wants transcripts and other individuals should be the one to do so. We also have our system analyst, Ms. Cheryl O'Reilly, and also our attendance counselor, Ms. Phyllis Edwards. So logging on every day, participating like you're in school. Ms. Edwards is going to make sure that is happening on a daily basis. When students are in school, especially on the first day, I normally urge all students to reach out and make contact with your counselors. Even you have to go ahead and introduce yourself. Even though now it's a virtual world, we're going to ask our students to still do so. Reach out to your counselors, introduce yourselves, tell them your dreams, your goal or aspirations, because these individuals will be directly responsible for making sure they come into fruition. So our 12th grade counselor is Miss Joan Castor Willock. Our 11th grade counselor is Miss Sherma Albert Ferdinand. Our 10th grade counselor is Mrs. Avril Millard. And our 9th grade counselor is Mrs. Leoba John Baptiste Pels, also a new employee to Complex. Definitely want to say welcome, welcome, welcome. Our school team is building a better tomorrow, one person at a time. So as I mentioned earlier, our goal is to get to know each student individually and cater to all of their needs. So we're going to do it once again, one person at a time, getting to know everyone. The mission of the educational complex is stated right here. We want to make sure that the experiences are all student-centered, make sure that they will be technologically competitive, receiving academically rigorous and relevant work so they all could become stars. So that is our goal, our mission, what we spend many days and nights working towards. And that's our goal, and it is going to become a reality. And our motto continues to be always striving for excellence. Everything may not be perfect, but we definitely put enough effort and work so we can make it as best as possible. Our overall goals for the 2020-2021 school year remains always trying to increase student achievement in all subject areas, and that's something we're going to continue to work on while enhancing our communication with all stakeholders. This year is definitely going to be more challenging being that we are providing instruction virtually, but we're going to step it up, make it work to making sure that you are aware of how we are doing and how you can continue to assist. At this time, I'm going to pass it over to Ms. George. She's going to continue with the virtual expectations for the 2020-2021 school year.
Good day, and again, welcome parents, guardians, and students to the 2020-2021 virtual orientation. I am Ms. George, Assistant Principal and Advisor over the 12th grade this year. Oh, class of 2021. I hope you're excited for this school year because I know I am. Today, I am tasked with sharing some important information regarding virtual learning, our new normal. Rest assured that in Barra Nation, whatever we are faced with, we adjust and we do what is necessary to make sure all of our students are successful. We will begin with the district's expectations for virtual learning. Students are to log in 5 minutes prior to instructional times. I recommend at least 10 minutes prior because you never know what delays you may encounter. Make sure the computer camera is turned on. It is important for interaction, engagement, and just making sure students are attentive within the classroom. The use of headphones or earbuds are recommended to minimize the distractions within the home and to help keep their focus in the online classroom. Students must always use the raise hand feature in Teams to be recognized in the classroom. Teachers will also share rules and procedures for their classrooms. Keep the mic muted until you are ready to speak to avoid the background noise and distraction coming from the home. Actively engage with your teacher each week to ensure participation. Don't be afraid to share your thoughts and ideas. Make inquiries. Participation is important, and Ms. Liburd will add more information about participation grade. Now, those are the district expectations for virtual learning. Now we're going to go over some of the SCEC expectations for students. Students are expected to log into all virtual classes daily and on time, not first and fourth period, but all classes. You are expected to log in on time, and again, you should log in at least 10 minutes prior, no later than 5 minutes prior to the start of class. Set goals for the school year. What do you want to accomplish by the end of the school year? Remember, you can have short-term goals that will lead to long-term goals. You may have to adjust your goals to align with the new virtual setting, but make sure you set goals. It can be that you plan to get through semester 1 earning 4 credits. That's a goal to start working with, but start somewhere. Within a classroom setting, it is important that students respect themselves, their classmates, and all adults. Because students are in their home, doesn't give them a pass to be mean, disrespectful, and not adhere to online protocols set by the teacher. Students are to follow all classroom rules for virtual learning. There is no time for any distractions, so we expect students to remain focused on learning. With that being said, participation in classroom discussions are very important. Ask questions, share ideas and thoughts. Make sure you participate. Communicate consistently and effectively. Students, make sure that your interactions are respectful, positive, and meaningful. Make sure that you are always engaged and actively listening, which brings us to the next point. During your class, listen carefully. Complete all assignments and projects. Make sure you study for tests and quizzes, and most importantly, keep track of your grades. It is your responsibility. Make your counselor your best friend. We also will be posting all of the emails for counselors and staff on the SCEC Facebook page, so look out for that. You must be wondering, but what does your virtual school day look like? So the periods are now 1 hour and 5 minutes. Then there is a 40-minute breakfast break after first period and a 5-minute break after second and fourth period. There is an hour lunch after third period and an asynchronous independent period after fourth period, where students have an opportunity to work independently and can reach out to the teacher if they may need additional information or assistance. School ends at 3:30 p.m. School lunch. The school lunch will not be provided when school starts, and the department will notify parents when meal distribution will begin for this school year. I would encourage parents to like the department's Facebook page because lots of information is sent out through that medium. You will see that information later on in this presentation. Virtual classroom instruction. This begins at 8 a.m., 9:45 a.m., 10:55 a.m., and 1 p.m. respectively. Students are expected to be logged into class on time or will be marked tardy. 5 tardies will become 1 unexcused absence. So don't assume that it's online and you don't have to be on time. Yes, you do. 5 or more unexcused absence will result in a failing grade. Parents, it is important that you communicate with teachers if your child is unable to attend class. Send a note via email. Tardies and unexcused absence become excused when a note explaining the absence is presented to the teacher. At the SCEC, we've always strived for 95% or higher. And even in this new normal, we have the same expectations for attendance. I cannot stress enough to parents, make sure your children are in class on time. This leads to the next point of information, which refers to tips for regular attendance. We recommend you set a regular bedtime for your child or children. Establish a morning routine. Have them get up, shower, and dress as if they were leaving for school. Ensure they log into classes daily unless they are truly sick. Try not to schedule doctor's appointments when students should be in class. We always ask that you do that after school hours. You might say vacations, but yes, individuals are traveling and students are required to be in the district attending classes. Finally, let us know how we can best support you and your children so that they can show up for classes on time every day. You are our eyes and ears at home, and we must work as a team. Our student success is very important to us, so please help us as we will help you to get through it. Thank you. Ms. Liebert will now share some additional information with you about virtual learning.
Good day, and welcome to the 2020-2021 school year. I am excited to welcome you back to your second home, Barra Nation. A huge welcome to the parents, guardians, and students, and of course, the faculty and staff who are joining us today. I am going to be going over what your virtual uniform should look like. And of course, this is just to make sure that you are keeping a routine and we are getting back to regaining some sense of normalcy. You have been out of the loop for a little bit, and we want to make sure that when we return, even if it is in the virtual world, that you are ready and committed to learning. So boys and girls, you are expected to wear a uniform top, whether that be a polo or a button down shirt, that is fine. And for bottoms, we are asking students to wear a knee length or longer pants or skirt, and it must be an appropriate length. Just like how we would have color clothes day and we say, hey, if you have to pull it up or pull it down, don't wear it. The same rules apply in the virtual classroom. And of course, we don't allow hair bonnets, hats, head wraps, all of those head coverings unless it is traditionally worn for your religious beliefs. So we're asking that you, of course, adhere to those guidelines. Excessive jewelry, we're asking that you not wear any excessive jewelry so that it does not cause any distractions during the school day. So boys, the rule still applies that you are not allowed to wear earrings. And seniors, of course, we're excited to welcome you back to your graduating year. You should have picked up your class polo shirts yesterday, or you were asked to place an order if that is what you would like to do. So yesterday you should have picked up your polos, and of course on Thursdays we are expecting you to show up in class with your polos and strutting your stuff as the senior class. And all other organizations and clubs, we are asking that you continue to wear your shirts and show your school pride on Fridays. Parents, this, of course, is especially for you. I especially love this part of the presentation because I also have a child attending the St. Croix Educational Complex High School. And I know as parents, we always want to know what we can do to help our students. So here goes. Help enforce the school rules and the virtual learning expectations. The teachers are not there to redirect your child and do everything that they would be able to do in a regular classroom setting. So we're asking that you, of course, assist us in making sure that your student is there and making sure that they are doing what they have to do. Um, Make sure that you get access to the portal via the school counselor to stay abreast of your child's progress. That is very, very, very important. That will be how you are able to see your child's grades. This school year, something new is called Schoolology, and that is where all of your students' work and assignments will be. It's one platform that's going to be showing all of the different assignments for your student. Your student is also going to be on Teams. Teams is where your student is going to log in, they're going to interface, or they're going to be able to see their teacher. And there's going to be, of course, a dialogue back and forth. And Parent Portal and Power School is one and the same. That is where you are able to keep up on the academic progress of your child. Be an informed parent. Attend PTAs, grade level meetings, extracurricular activities, and other school related events when they are announced, which means that although we are in a virtual world, we are still expecting you to be just as active as you would be if we were in the physical building. And our Facebook page is a wealth of information. We are going to be sharing lots of information with you via our Facebook page. Ms. George mentioned that the emails are going to be there for all of the faculty and staff. So if you have any concerns or questions, you will be able to go to our Facebook page and find the email address for any faculty member. And of course, because we are not in the physical building, we are asking that you email us. The email comes directly to our phone, so we are able to see what your concern is. So please give us a chance and an opportunity to go through your questions, and make sure that you utilize our emails. Also, we're asking that you ask yourself as a parent, is my child on target so far to graduate? If you don't know the answer to that question, call us. Call us right away. The counselors are still going to be setting up their meetings with you parents and students and making sure that your child is on track. So make sure that you know, we always speak to our students about knowing their status, and that means knowing how many credits you have, what classes you will need, all of the things you need in order to be successful here in Barra Nation. Communicate with your children about everything. Now that they are not on the physical campus, they are spending way more time at home, and we are asking that you just be vigilant and share with us any concerns that you may be having. Be respectful. Not only are we asking the students to be respectful, we're also asking the parents to be respectful, because of course, while your student is in your household, we want you to be cognizant or aware that cameras are on and mics are on. So make sure that you are aware of how everybody is conducting themselves in your household. Monitor all computer activity, especially social networks. It is even more vitally important because they're spending so much time on the computer. You want to make sure that they are in classes and not on Facebook or Twitter or Snapchat or any other social network. You want to make sure that your child is in class and they are paying attention. And we want you to know that there is a 80-minute block of time that is called the asynchronous or independent learning block. And we want to make sure that you understand what that 80 minutes is. Just because your child has gone through first through fourth period, it doesn't mean that their day has ended. Actually, that 80 minutes is vital because it is where we will be offering interactive tutorials, interventions, and small group sessions. The teacher can host student-teacher conferences. You can also have your exit plans with your counselors at that time. We can now have small group counseling sessions. So if there's any concerns that pop up, we will be able to speak to your child during that time. There is also going to be resource time for students receiving special education services. And of course, you can start that career and college planning sessions because you are in high school, students. So that 80 minutes is not free time, but it should be constructive time. And we're also would like that time to be used for clubs and organizations, because just because we're in the virtual world does not mean that we don't want you to be fully engaged in all aspects of student life. I also want to go over with you what the academic requirements are. Freshmen, you are entering with 0 credits. However, at the ending of semester 1, you will have completed 4 classes, which means that you should have accumulated 4 credits. By the ending of the school year, you should or could have accumulated up to 8 credits. So for a sophomore, you are considered a sophomore because you have 6 credits. And by the ending of your sophomore year, you can have 11 credits. Juniors, you are juniors because you have between 12 and 17 credits. And seniors, you are starting off your senior year with a minimum of 18 credits. In order to graduate, you should have 26 credits in specific areas, and you can have up to 32 credits if you have passed every single class while you were here at the Educational Complex High School. And lastly, what I am going to be going over with you is the grading guidelines. This is vitally important. You as a student need to understand that the grading guidelines have changed a little bit, the weighting of them. So tests and quizzes and other assessments will be worth 30%. Performance task, and that is something new that we are seeing in terms of how it is labeled. That would include written reports, portfolios, projects, performances, and laboratory reports. That will be worth 25%. If you notice, the next three things are in red because that weighting has changed. Classwork is now 15%, homework is now 10%, and participation is 20%. That 20% is very important for you to take notice of because it was 10% in the past. But now that we are in the virtual world, we want to make sure that you understand that your participation is vital. And therefore, that has gone up by 10%. So now it is 20%. And by the ending of a quarter, you should have accumulated at least 20 grades per subject area. You will also be receiving progress reports so that you know where your child and you as a student know where you stand. And that is it from me. But before I go, I just wanted to make sure you know that it is always a great day to be a Barracuda, and we welcome you back to Barra Nation. We missed you.
Good day and welcome to a new school year. You have heard the term soft opening over and over, and I am going to take this opportunity to have a conversation about what the soft opening is going to look like. This is going to be a very challenging school year because it is new to not only our professionals, but it's also new to you, the students, and the parents. And so we are going to take some time at the beginning of the school year, slow things down, and do some trial and error sessions, just so that we are not adding any stress to your stressful lives. So the soft opening would give us an opportunity for our students to log on every day, log on time, and share with us their challenges in terms of the technology and maneuvering the educational platforms. Our professionals will be doing the same thing at the same time. They have had some training already. So we want you to become familiar with the virtual classroom and how to conduct yourself in classes. The 2 weeks also will cover diagnostic testing so that we know exactly where to start instruction with you. As mentioned before, we did have an opportunity to distribute devices as well as furniture. However, if you missed that day, please contact our counselors so that we could set up a time so that you could get your devices. And please remember that when you are visiting the campus, please walk with your valid ID and make sure that you have a facial covering. It is also important to note, ladies and gentlemen, that the devices that you sign for are government property. And so parents, you are responsible to make sure that these devices are safe and returned to us in good condition. If they're not in good condition, there may be a fee attached to it. Please note that no one will be collecting any fees for the first semester. We will share with you information about what the second semester would look like if we are back on campus. Setting up email, we mentioned that a little earlier, but we need you to go to the vide.vi website, and up top there is a banner that says student account information. It is important that you click on that banner and that you have reset your email. Remember, the email is going to be what your students are going to use so that they can get into the platform, so that they can see their classes and conduct classes. Okay, so please refer to the VIDE website, and there's a video attached in this link that we will share with you that you could see exactly how that is done. So it's written and it's also a video. It is mandatory that students set up their email addresses. Students will also be required to use their email addresses to communicate with all professionals. Not your personal email, but the school email. So it's important that students have their email up and running. Parents, also you're responsible to use a professional email when contacting our professionals, our teachers and support staff. Be mindful when contacting our staff that our work day starts at 8 and ends at 3:30. At times, we may send an email late in the evening. Please do not expect a response until the next day during working hours, because most of our teachers are parents as well. As Ms. Liebert mentioned, we wanted to share with you just some of the activities and some of the clubs that we have on campus. And even though we're working in a virtual world, it is important to understand that we are going to try our best to make sure that the experience is close to what you would have when you are on campus. So the virtual world is going to look a lot different. However, we want to make sure that the experiences remain the same. And if we're focusing on the whole child, there are a myriad of activities that happen throughout the year that our students could take part in. All our different honor societies, the AVID Club, drama, art club, the advanced placement program, JROTC, and most importantly, student council, because they do a lot for school life. And of course, our marching band, we can't leave them out. I am sure that Director Hendricks and Gaston Edwards are going to find a way to create music, because that is a big part of our school culture. At this time, we're going to ask you to go ahead and put questions in the box, and we will take turns answering those questions to the best of our ability. If we have not covered all the information or you have some concerns, so please go ahead and do so. And as the PowerPoint continue, we will answer your questions and we will publish it live so that everyone has the benefits of your questions and our responses. And as you know, we say this every day on the internet, on the intercom, sorry, and we're going to have to find a way to say it every day to our students virtually, because it is a big part of our culture. It is always a great day to be a Barracuda, and we welcome you to school year 2020-2021. See you on September 14th, students. That soft opening will be in effect. Do not panic. We are all here to support you. We want to remind you also to please visit our Facebook page. We share a lot of information there, and we'll also be sharing information via email, but the Facebook page is instant information. That being said, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the leadership team, Principal Moorhead, Assistant Principal George, and Assistant Principal Liber, we thank you for joining us for our orientation. And it's always a great day to be a Barracuda. Have a great day.